guys? Welcome back. In the last video of this 100% walkthrough of Skyward Sword, yes, this is Skyward Sword HD 100% walkthrough by yours truly, Coolyoshi. In the last episode, we did try and get some items, and we did end up saving Leviathan, but however, something unfortunate happened. We're kind of stuck in this area now, and the Bokoblin swiped our items. We don't have anything we could do right now, so we have no choice but to basically kind of just explore around the area and find something, because if we don't, we're probably going to be very screwed. So, yeah. In the last video, we saw kind of a little thing happen. It didn't really matter, but we kind of got destroyed by the lava in midair, and then the Bokoblins basically swiped all of our items, at which point we are then blocked from doing anything. We did this one other trick, though, attempting to get back, but then something mysterious happened. So, yeah, I keep forgetting I don't have the beetle. Otherwise, I would be able to pick up those bombs. If there was even one bomb available here, that would be fine. Funnily enough, I don't actually know what to do here. It's the beginning of the video, and I'm already stuck. I'm gonna be right back for a minute. Okay, so the truth of this actually does lie in the same areas we went to before down here, but we actually have to take this platform a bit longer. I actually didn't notice, but you have to take it longer. So it's actually not that bad. Part of the reason is I haven't done this much, so I'm still pretty new to this. It's quite a bit obnoxious, really. Yes, there's not really a good way to get to the next setup, so to get to our next item, we have to go ride the thing until we get to around this spot, at which we can then jump off. This reveals another puzzle with yet another Bokoblin walking around in circles. This one is much more obnoxious than the previous one, because I believe he can see you from down. That being said, the Bobkin vision is also pretty terrible. Now, although we can't see much, we can still use our thing to look out. So we're basically, because he's climbing right there, we're gonna basically wait on him until he goes the runway. Like that. Once he gets up, we're gonna start following him very slowly. And just like before, we're gonna use the stealth management like we did before. This means we have to basically wait and use the slow effect until we can safely get behind this wall, at which point we can actually do something else. And I guess we could do something else. I'm gonna go here, though. This takes me to the other side of the area and actually allows me to get the item that we're looking for. So this is when we finally get to start fighting against the Bokoblins, and it starts with us being able to use these bombs here, and by using a bomb at the right time, we can make the guy in his little tower fall down, and this actually allows us to get into the area. Now, the guard will still see us, so we do have to be careful. It's kind of annoying, really, that he's in this kind of a weird spot, but we're gonna at least pick up the item here. This gives us back our whip back. Look to see if there's something you could grab with it. But again, they have terrible vision, so although he could have saw me in a different game, he didn't, because, yeah, that just shows how bad they are. So we don't need to kill him if he's bad. So anyways, using the whip, we can pull this item out, which actually allows us to get over this barricade, and with it, we finally reach our first true checkpoint of the area. We've gone through this area a lot, and we've reached the checkpoint. Now, in case you're wondering, yes, every single time you trigger a bird statue and save, that acts as a checkpoint. Should you take any damage or get spotted by them, instead of going back to the beginning of the area, you'll be dropped here and be down 2 hearts. This is why we got all the healing, just in case we did stuff. But beyond that, the rest of the area is actually not that bad. So our next trick will involve going to the top of the zone altogether, and remembering ourselves, we have to get to the top of the zone in the same way as we did before, so we have to roll bombs around the area until eventually, after getting one right, we can basically have it hit that boulder over there. first it seems kind of tricky, but for some reason they made the fuse longer on it just to make it easier. So anyways, now we know that we don't have to worry about failing much unless for some reason we die. So anyways, enter back in here and we find plats again. So hot! One of the most amazing treasures of the world just up ahead. Unfortunately, we can't actually get there because if we go there, we can't actually get stuff. And funnily as it is, if we try and go to the other area and we don't have the Slingshot, we can't get by that either. Nor can we get by this other thing either. So, what are we gonna do? We have to use a couple of items to do stuff. And I actually kind of joked. We can't use the Slingshot there, nor can we use other stuff. So, we're gonna have to do another sneaking, and there are bats there, which are the worst. So, we have to go there, because otherwise things will happen. Now, if we look to the side, we'll see that a new area is revealed as well as yet another new shortcut. If we go up there, or were to save up there, we open this area as our shortcut. And while we could go to the other side right now, we actually can't do anything right here, even if we tried. So instead, we'll look to the side and we'll see, if we go to the left, there's another one of those mysterious tower things. And you're supposed to use the things to get on top of there, and I don't feel like doing that today. So yeah, I'm gonna actually ride this platform here, and if you chill on this platform enough, I'll take you where you need to go. And you'll see one of those big tower things again. Thankfully, we could destroy it just like we did the other. Blowing it up with a bomb allows us to get the chest. So it's not actually that bad, it's just kind of annoying to do at first. And this is where the tricky part comes in. You kind of have to jump and move with the thing in order to actually get it. Because if you try throwing it normally, this happens. So, to ensure that we get it right, we need to first wait for the platform to be at a decent cycle, and then we'll pick up the bomb. At which point we'll then jump with it and throw it at the edge here instead. If we land it in the right area, we will then cause the guy to fall over. Thankfully, he actually got that on the first try, which is good. But I always like to go back here because, like, I don't like going until, like, the end. It is possible to maybe get back on there and save stuff, but I don't like testing that, so I just wait for him to blow up, and at that point, we grab our next item, which is the Slingshot. I just remembered this is required because without it, we can't stun enemies on patrol, and we will need to stun an enemy later, so this is why we did that. So at this point, now we have no choice but to go back up, so we're gonna use these little flower things to get back up. And the area that we just saw on the right, once we reach that area, that will become our checkpoint. Unfortunately, there is a little bit of a problem. So my least favorite part of this is not necessarily the lower right area or something else. It's the fact that in this next upcoming area, there's a jelly. And I mean a mean jelly. Not just a regular jelly, a mean jelly up ahead. You cannot stun it with the Slingshot, and if he catches you, you'll be stopped for a few moments. If you get stopped for a few moments, yeah, that gives the Boba-kun time to know that us, at which point he'll then catch us. Again, when you reach this area, that does confirm it as a save point, so you won't immediately be caught. That being said, if you do this guy do stuff, you will get caught. And yes, you can't escape this guy without getting caught, at least without using a Slingshot. So this is what we need the Slingshot for. Actually, stunning him is pretty straightforward. We could just stun and run by, and at this point, we could just hide in this little corner area right here, at which he will not harm us, though the slime will try to get us. This is where things get a bit difficult. But if we do this, the slime won't actually notice us from here. And again, the Bobkin has terrible vision, so we don't have to worry about them. Now let's try dealing with this guy. Yeah, see, sure enough, he does not care to visitors. And particularly, if he catches you in this middle side, it'll be kind of bad. So, before we do that, we're going to stun the enemy on patrol and then just walk by, and that's it. It's not actually that bad. It is possible to completely skip that segment altogether, but I don't recommend it. And here you'll see, oh, we're saying our spot is done. How do we get past this? Same thing as before, just slingshot him. And this time, I believe we're aiming for, I believe, that middle portion that's right there, which is right in the light. If we don't have that, then we won't be able to get the stuff right. This is where things get a bit tricky, because it's kind of tricky to hit the bokoblin properly, but once you get that done, you can then enter the secondary section, which will take us to the third and final treasure of the area, which will actually allow us to get out of here. And my goodness, this area has been quite long. Unfortunately, there's not really a good way to speed up other than just trying not to get caught, which we're doing pretty well so far. Now, I did try doing that other zone or whatever with the gold thing. I tried doing that at one point without slingshotting the second dude. I kind of just ran off for it, and the slime got me. I couldn't move, and then I panicked. Well, I couldn't really panic, but then the big boy kind of just caught me. It's a bit annoying, but it's not actually that bad. He doesn't take hearts when you only lose 2 hearts in this mode when you fall, and multiple places where you can get hearts, particularly that one zone if you need them. That being said, since you are dropped to 2 hearts, if you do take any damage and you've not healed, you will immediately die, so do be careful of that. And I guess you could potentially heal up to 6, but it's not the best. So now we have our bombs, we can actually go a little bit further into the dungeon, and this is where you can begin using it to do other stuff. All those jerk bokoblins we can kill. These mini goblins, if we throw it up in just the right way, we can just kill them using that. At first, it does seem a bit tricky. They won't do much at first. Now, every time they explode, they will maybe try and find you, but as long as you do this right, it'll be fine. What I hate about them, though, is they're pretty smart with the bombs. They actually skip them for the most part if you don't know what you're doing. So I do believe we're intended to use the slingshot again. We have to go into that area and stun him. Alright, there we go. We've stunned him, and now we can get back. And yes, unfortunately, in case you're wondering why I didn't do this right away, I preferred to stun him just because it was easier to do overall. I'm probably wondering how we're gonna get up top again. Well, about that, I'm just gonna go here first. And kind of run out of stamina because I still don't know how to do that properly, but it is what it is. So this is where we need our bombs for. We're gonna go in here and drop one down there, and now clear the blockage out. There is a way you can go down there as well, but that's actually a trap. I don't recommend going there. Instead, we're gonna head in here right off the bat, using our energy to very quickly get in here, and this creates our final checkpoint located inside the Elden Cato, at which we can finally leave this cursed place with our sword now in the way. So first we're gonna go and pick this up. It's just blue rupees. So pressing A in that spot allows us to get the true Master Sword back. Now you can cut right through your troubles like before. You can also tap to fly again. Thank you, Master Yoshi. Please excuse me for leaving your side during this brief trouble with the volcanic corruption. While I was here, I detected a strong source of power emanating from the area on the far right. Decided to dedicate a 60 years of test to the drinking Nezaverse from the son of Hero dwells there. Please reacquire the rest of your gear and continue your search for the dragon. We don't get a chance to get that right away, though, so instead we have to head into this area where we find where the bokoblins have actually stashed our stuff. Alright, so we're gonna go here, save our game now. This time around, we don't have to worry about the things this time. So we're gonna go in and do stuff. So yeah, that was basically the last bit of the puzzle. Now that we've cleared that, we can actually complete the aim to go and get our stuff back. Unfortunately, we don't actually have a way of getting that back there, nor do we have a way getting back over there. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna have to head through this area instead. And this is also where our 26 Goddess Cube will be located. As for the darkness veins, they won't do anything. Oh, I just kidding. We have our weapons, so they will take our sword away. I was about to say, before we have our sword, it's like, it won't matter because they don't have anything to take away at first. I was hoping to get that a bit sooner, but oh well. Now, there is a spot where we can go there. I'm not going to go for it because we still need the rest of our gear. So we're going to head into this side area and are wondering, why do we need this? Looks like there's a gap we can't cross, so we're going to go here and use a thrust and throw it like so we can go in the next area. Didn't know if I did that right, though. Yeah, need to be lit farther there. Of course, we can take out the bats now like we did before, so we don't have to worry. And also, our full hearts are finally back. That's one thing I always worried about is... we need to go more to the edge, obviously, before we just throw this. There we go. There we go, we made it this time. We can kind of just knock them off their ground this time with the True Master Sword. That just further proves how overpowered that is now. I like how we are starting with that because of the volcanic eruption, and then you got your adventure pack, and look, the rest of the items are here too. And now we are back to full strength again, at long last. We're still kind of stuck here, but at least we have all of our strength back now. That's really important. We don't have a good way to go here, so funnily enough, I'm going to actually have to do this for a second. Oh, excuse me. I was about to say slash the bomb there. You can clearly see I'm getting tired when I just go in there and purposely take damage there. In case you're wondering, you can destroy all bomb areas like that faster by just taking damage. That being said, it's not the easiest to use because obviously it does use damage, so... Oh, that was cool. I killed the guy and made the Goddess Cube go out at the same time. I actually probably should have gotten that a bit sooner, but whatever. That's a cool way to get a Goddess Cube, and also that's one of the awkward ones to get anyway, so good thing we got that. So anyways, heading in here, we'll find that there's a little spot we can cut. This area we weren't able to really get through. Apparently it only activately allows us to go up until we basically get the ability to get our stuff. So first... but anyways, now that we're here, we get a puzzle similar to the first part of the Fire Temple of the game, the Mogma Fire Temple, Earth Temple. Yeah, that's right. Not the Fire Sanctuary, but the Earth Temple. So we use the beetle to hit all those zones, and at which point we can now finally find the actual dragon ourselves that we've been looking all this way for. And yeah. This be our first time seeing Eldon as the IJS. A man of flesh and blood has walked into my way of heart of my burning hall. Now this is something. If I had the right of it, the mark bear on your hand is not just a facial decoration. There could be no doubt about it then. The God has just chosen you to hear the melody I've guarded for her all these years. Listen well, human child, I will sing you my part of the song of hero, at which point... Yeah, we get another part of this. With this, the game is going to be done pretty soon. There are a couple of other things we have to do, including taking out Sky Keep, which is like the last dungeon, but Beyond that, most of the rest of the game will almost be done. And there we go. We've earned another part of the Sonic Hero. And the rupees we are about to get from our chest we're going to use for something interesting. I'm afraid that eruption was caused by explosion of light power. Looks like you were caught up in it. My apologies. The sky is about to land should clear soon. You should go. Alright. And sure enough, they did. Alright. A report, Max, to the volcanic activity that impeded your return to the sky earlier is seized. It is now possible to return to the sky again. Well done, Master. You have acquired the second part of the Sonic Hero. The final part could be found somewhere within Lanyu Desert. And this is where we actually get the ability to get the quest that we are waiting on. So, at this point, we're finally going to take a break and do other stuff. But first, I'm going to actually be right back for a minute, because I need to figure out where that main piece of art is. Be right back. Hey guys, we're back. We're back, and we're just going to return to the sky right now. The most important thing we're going to do here is make sure that we finish at least some of the first parts of the Sonic Hero, and then do other spots, but beyond that, there's not a lot we can actually do to improve our setup right now, so my first order of business is to head Skyloft, and then I think I'm gonna actually just clear out all the chests here, but one. There is one we won't be able to get until later, but beyond that, I'm gonna get all of them. Because I'm pretty sure one of the ones I missed has a piece of heart in it, and that's where it is, so we're gonna begin, though, by heading back here. This triggers our Sailcloth to appear once more. I'm gonna start with the one here in Skyloft, because I do need to get other stuff as well. I figure as much. So we're gonna go here and buy a new potion. Oh. Talk to the wrong guy. That is a Guardian Potion. This stuff makes you feel missiles. The potion reduces the damage you take for a little bit of time. If you find yourself facing your pose, I'll lead this potion is for you. Oh, we actually have a bottle right here. Alright. Now that we're done with a lot of the stuff, there's gonna be another part where we don't actually need our bags anymore. So at this point, we're gonna start removing them, starting with the quiver and then the bob bag soon after. There's not really a good way to do this after this point, so we need to make sure we restock at some point. But anyway, we have another empty bottle using this, and I guess, oh, actually, now I think of it, yes, there is something I want to do. We're gonna take this out as well, and we're gonna place it with specifically this, the potion metal, and you'll see why a bit later. But if we check, okay, we are missing one metal. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh wait, no, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we have all the metals, so we don't have to worry about that, which means the thing we're missing is probably a piece of heart. Anyways, the Guardian Potion, is something we're gonna use for something else, so for this reason only, we're gonna buy it and power it up here, which I think we have enough for. This is why I collected a lot of bugs, is so I could do this right off the bat, and sure enough, I can. Just barely, though. Almost didn't have enough starry fireflies, but we got it. Okay, I can improve this potion. Oh, wonderful. Sorry to make you wait. So, improving this potion makes it really important because it turns you from taking half damage to Guardian Potion Plus. This may prevent you from sustaining any damage for 3 minutes. So essentially, it's it makes us invincible. Now we need to be careful when we're using this, so we're gonna start by making sure this is our active item. Because if we don't do that, then we might use it by accident, and that's really important that we don't use it. Alright, well, now you're probably wondering why we even came into Skyloft. The only reason was for something else entirely, and I guess we're not gonna get a healing potion. I know I could get one, but having 2 healing potion pluses should be more than enough, and if I ever want to do something else, I could always just get the healing potions from the side if I need them. Anyways, for our actual little secret is we need to go to, I forget which instructor it is, but you have to go to one of them, and one of them will actually have a quest only after completing the first part of the Sonic Hero, which is the Farron part, the one that Farron gives you. Now see, this guy has a lot of plants. He's kind of into plants, so what is this? Yoshi, how did it go? Were you able to hear what Vysa said? I see, I was right then. There is something special about you. I have a feeling you and that vibrant Loftmane of yours will be just fine. The road ahead of you certainly won't be a Suba, and don't lose faith. By the way, would you be willing to listen to a little quest of mine as well? I'm sure as you are aware of the eminent authority of plant collecting in Skyloft, if I do say so myself. See, I've begun to feel I've collected every fast that I could hope to collect. My collection now features every known species. I started wondering if, like your travels, there isn't somewhere you might be able to discover something new for me. Will you be able to look for new plant sources for me? Perhaps something exotic, the kind with a turn a few heads? I'll try. I knew you'd be willing to help me out, Yoshi. I'm truly sorry to trouble you, but please bring me something rare, something no one will have seen before. Your dowsing ability could be calibrated to locate the plant that a person is seek. Alright. 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 Now we do still have to get the other dowsing options as well. We'll kind of just continue for the storyline and see if we get them naturally by doing that. Alright. Alright, we're almost done with this game. Honestly, it feels... Actually, yeah, this game has come a lot of way, but we'll soon be done with it. Let's be honest, I am actually getting tired of this game myself, personally, because having to go for this all the time, trying to get all the stuff, gets really obnoxious after a little while. I'm not going to get that other chest in Offender Head, by the way, until I get, the final part of the Sonic Hero, so that may trigger the heart piece a bit late. I don't want that to be too much a cause for concern, so I'm gonna actually go over here to make sure I can find it. And I guess if I don't find a piece of art there, then I'll have to get the other chest, actually. And yes, all the chests in Skyloft have been collected as I know right now. So, the only thing that could be left would require us getting all the other goddess chests. So, before I forget anything more, let's actually get all the goddess chests here first. I guess at this point we could also trigger the third part of the land use section or whatever. Oh yeah, sure enough, that was Golden Rupee. The reason why I know is because this is supposed to be 3 out of 4 collected by this point with almost full life like this, which it is right now. But for some reason it's not properly set up, and I don't like that. I honestly forget, by the way, if this has you searching for an item for some reason, but I don't think it gives you a dowsing option. In fact, it'd be weird if it did, but regardless, I'm gonna go here. If for some reason it does have me a dowsing section, then I'll just have to simply avoid that for now. I'm gonna go here to like Middle West Desert, I think. So the final piece of the Sonic Heroes in Lanyu, but we can't get it in the same way as we got other things. So we first have to head up here. Heading into this area, which is normally how we would get to the Lanyu Sansi, we'll find a new area, which if we go to this area, we'll find out that this tunnel... the Goron is no longer on there right away. Ayo there, is that you, Yoshi? Nice time. I've been meaning to look for you. Come over here for a minute. Let's just do that right now. Nice to see you, Yoshi. Find that secret fay you were looking for? Really, you did? Great. I was pretty curious about it, so spill all the details. I see it. So after that adventuring, you finally found it. Yoshi, I have something to say. You are pretty amazing. You're not the only one. I found out more about the legend of the Three Dragons. The news is gonna blow your mind. I found out that there is indeed a hidden area beyond here. There's a narrow path I cannot fit through without losing a few pounds. Here is it probably links to the home of the Thunder Dragon, one of the 3 dragons of this land. I'm convinced that these robots must have something to do with it as well. The Thunder Dragon, a bunch of robots, and time shift stones. What a story! Are we going to figure out his problem? Well, first we're gonna store some bombs before we do that. Gonna stand like right here-ish. Filling that up with a boulder, causing us to be able to actually get through here. From which we're then going to charge over here. We get another, one of these boys, the gossip statues. Another free monster claw. I'll made off a seems dry circle on certain strange walls will produce something round. That basically is you're into getting bombs. This is a new guard. Legend tells Dragon loyal to the goddess living in this area. Signs indicate an ancient civilization established a quarry here to mine a deposit of high-quality time-shift stones. Consequently, the chain integrally subdivided with the events of long-abandoned mine quests, such as mine carts and their tracks. Oh boy. So, unlike some of the other areas, the third dragon one actually reveals an entirely different area altogether, which is the Lanyu Gorge. Alright. This is where our final dragon is located, which means that yet another save point has to be triggered, just like we did before. There are multiple things we can do here and other stuff, but for the most part, we're gonna just go, like, right here. And that's the same. I'll see that menu has nothing to say at the moment. Oh, that's weird. We can't get something down here? Well, then it will be no problem for the beetle, I assume. So as you can see, there's actually a key down the ledge. You're supposed to learn about this for a series of mixed puzzles and a couple of other things, but if you just go down here and kind of speed towards it, you can just kind of pick up a key here. You're only supposed to learn about that by just solving another series of puzzles, and that's not the only use of the beetle we'll be using it for. We actually have to use it here as well. This spot, they do expect you to use it as well. Using that to blow open the border, we reveal the way forward, and this allows us to actually continue into the main part of Lanyu Gorge, which is actually a puzzle within itself. Alright. So now we get to the actual puzzle of this area, which is kind of uses a mix of other stuff we gotten from this area, including a hook beetle and hookshot items. As well as what you saw there, we have to do another mining puzzle. Obviously, Lanyu is kind of looks bad right now. Nice, we got another sand Kinkata. Had to go for that, no matter what. Alright. Alright. Oh, we have a guy here. There are lots of big time shift zones here. Did you get permission from Master Thunderdragon like we did here? We're just about to transfer the Slingshot down to Master Thunderdragon. Oh, there he is. There are many monsters. Practice extreme caution. Oh boy, that's not fun. Better pull out our shield in readiness for this. We have to open up the different doors, otherwise the thing will stop as we go on. So, this is similar to other puzzles, except as we go on, there will be enemies that we have to face. There's not a good way to deal with them. Most of the time we could just avoid the first few by walking around them. However, there are some we cannot avoid, like the plants here. Now the first bit, we don't actually have to kill any enemies. We could just do dodging games around them and barely avoid them. For some reason, you do take a fall on any one of the spots. I tried to get it before he actually did that. I nearly did that, but it's just a bit too late. I think we could do the same thing for this guy too, so that's probably actually how I'm gonna start killing him. Oh, we forgot something. Okay, this one we can't actually avoid. It'll almost always get stuck here, unfortunately. That's just a thing that we have to do. So at this point, we have to go up here and land on this switch, which will cause the door to open and the thing to begin immediately moving afterwards. We have to keep going, by the way, because if we don't, we won't be able to go any further afterwards. And this is, in my opinion, my more trickier part to get through. Because there's multiple spots to go here, and then during the middle of it, we have the nerve to pull in some other enemies as well. Not just like that enemy, obviously, I mean like others. Such as this! We have a Hookshot Puzzle where we have to do a random thing in the middle of it for some reason, and again, open the door to continue on. Beyond that, there really is nothing much else to say about this, other than it is simply a hookshot puzzle, and the goal is to stay in the area of this effect without actually leaving it at all. If at any point you do that, you'll probably drop down. And where it resets you to, the actual thing is also reset to at around the same point, so you want to make sure that you don't fall off here or you'll lose a lot of time. It's not easy considering we have to do this jump problem thing twice. I am pretty infamous for failing a lot of these spots in the past, so let's make sure that I do this properly. Now, I did find a consistent strategy for doing this a bit easier. It's just all you really have to do is mash the button. Like when you hold left seems to be the best strategy for this. Now, as we go through this area, we'll get stopped yet again, at which we then have to do another hookshot puzzle to get that open. And then we get to one of my least favorite plots. Bats and other enemies will appear at the same time, but thankfully, as they go around, they'll slowly despawn, but also we have this. If we, for some reason, get stuck, then bad things will happen. Now, as you can see, it's not actually that bad of a fail. You don't have to go back to the beginning. Instead, when you miss one of the spots, you're simply teleported back to where you are. That being said, you can't go too fast or the bats will hit you off. If you don't go fast enough, then the other enemies will hit you off. Now, if you are in the general range, as they go through, they will eventually vanish. But yeah, beyond this, this is just really a hookshot puzzle and nothing more. We have to hit every single spot here in order to stay alive. not like falling down actually does any damage. I find it kind of interesting that falling down doesn't do any damage in game. In pretty much every other 3D Zelda game before this, falling into a pit is instant damage. That's how it's almost always been for every 3D Zelda game until for some reason this one changed it a little bit for some reason. Okay, we got a lot of jellies there. Alright, now we have to use our whip, funnily enough. This is... And now you can see at this point the puzzles are starting to become very unusual. Oh, and... Okay, that isn't actually an enemy. Instead, it's more or less an obstacle. And that's another one of those weird things, which means it's another Bokoblin. Okay, somehow I still got the damage on him properly. I'm gonna just go over here early. Even if I land in the sand, it should be fine as long as we do this right. Alright. I feel like just getting out of the way makes it easier. I'm actually defeating these enemies pretty well. Being said, this next part is a bit obnoxious. It's possible to just barely squeeze in between these guys, which is what I'm trying to do. Alright, except at the same time, it's also kind of obnoxious, really. Alright, and then the final puzzle involves us having to go up top here, which for some reason we get stuck with, though. So we actually have to go here and hit to as we go along. I like how they put a lot of fruit here just because they thought people would struggle with this. Alright. We have more enemy jerks. Oh, we got a hit on him, but then he kind of hit us back. Okay, that's it. Oh, nice. Nice stun there. That would have been really bad if I did not get that. Oh, jeez. Double hit. That's my least favorite. Especially when other enemies hit you. You know what? I'm just gonna dodge them all. Except for this jerk. I'm gonna kill him and dodge everything else. And yes, that one you have to kill. Everything else you can skip if you do it just right. Okay, that was interesting. We kind of just killed him and then did other stuff. Oop. Ah, did not get the shield properly. Oh, he is. Almost missed the targeting on that. That would have been really bad. Okay, that was much quicker this time around. Second time around. Alright. Alright. Another whip puzzle. What's funny enough is this is not the area where you'd normally use the whip, but this is the area where we would normally have the whip afterwards, so I guess this makes sense, but still. Kind of awkward if you ask me. But anyways, pretty long zone, and we're almost done. Now these creature fights you see over here, these guys are unfortunately required as far as we know. Thankfully, just like before, we'll get stopped for a minute, which gives us time to pull out the beetle. And you can see why this is going to save a lot of time in the overall run, like being able to just get the quick beetle. Like, before I knew my facility makes going for that dungeon way easier. Alright, that triggers the final part of this. And so we have to wait for this anyway. It doesn't really make a difference if we avoid them or kill them, so we're just gonna kill them just so they get out of our way, and from there, that's about it. So this is a very long puzzle just to get Lanyu partially revived. This is just to get it linked so we can actually see what this area looks like in the past. Alright, well, anyway. So this stone is now stopped in this area, and doing so, it suddenly expands into a more expansive area, bringing the Thunder Dragon back. Apparently he was ancient too, so he kind of left after he did stuff. Now we have to talk to him first. Oh, hello. I haven't had a visitor like you here in quite a while. You're a human, aren't you? You must have some reason for coming this far. What is it? I see. So you're Yoshi from the sky. That's not much of a name, is it? I thought I had a model number to your name like I got. Like ABLD Yoshi 16. Get to take this out of that. That's a shame. So what can I do for you? Oh, you say you need me to teach you a song? Hold on, didn't you say you came from the sky, Yoshi? So you're the hero chosen by the goddess, aren't you? Well, there is something. Although I must apologize. You see, I can't really help you. I may have enough strength for a beat chat like this, but, well, as you can see, I'm quite ill. And no safe to shame. I think it was the goddess herself who entrusted me with that smart duty. I feel the deepest shame. So, we basically need to heal him, otherwise we are not going anywhere. And that guy will tell you that there is a fruit that could potentially heal him over here, but it's not actually available in this area right now, so first we're gonna go over here and actually trigger this effect to work, and I forgot about our energy. It's so easy to lose energy in the sand there. So you get to hear Link's very funny animation again. Speaking of which, I should probably actually do the setup again. And yes, you can do that, and that will give you more room to work with. In fact, I recommend doing it once you know that. Like, I hardly forgot that I could jump at all, let alone do that. But anyways, hitting this little area gives us the chance to actually do stuff. Which, if we go in, and we'll see. Mr. Friendly Dragon's should have been bad for a long time. The soil here is not suitable for growing trees. More time. Use the arcades, we dig up what's known as the Light Tree Ceiling. It's a very young form of a legendary tree whose truth is said to cure any illness. Doing at that ceiling, the Master Thunder Dragon needs the fruit from the Tree of Light to get, unless you mean to help your master, of course. Billy, thank you. Make sure you plant the seeds somewhere where they'll be sure to thrive. I feel the growing of the ceiling to maturity and land process is possible. We're counting on you. Now, if you remember the sealed grounds, there's actually a spot there, which we've seen, like, probably hundreds of times now. I'll kind of show it to you later. I think that the sword kind of charges up a bit quicker now. It's a true Master Sword. That makes getting Skyward Strikes a bit easier, though it's still kind of tricky. Anyways, so we did all of that and got, like, the right fruit thing, but we still need other stuff to get this, but let's take a look at the more important feature, and I do need to trigger this before I can get over there. I don't see myself getting through this without it, so I'm gonna try and ram this here, which we did do properly, thank goodness. Things that area back so we can actually go here. Alright, we're gonna just start by heading straight to the sky, and now that we've gotten a lot of the stuff, we don't have a lot left to do, so we're gonna just start by heading to the area of Thunder at first, check for Goddess Chest there, and then get the final God Chest over a different area, and that'll allow us to get other stuff. If for some reason I do not have the piece of heart that I know of from that, then I'll actually do a work, because I'm supposed to have that at some point, so before I end the video, I'll actually pause, find that piece of heart, and then actually look at the other stuff. Beyond that, I don't actually know what I could do except getting the pieces of heart from the chest, so we're going to start by getting all the Goddess chests first. Make sure those are out of the way. In case you're wondering, it's not too difficult to check for Goddess Cubes nowadays. If you need to, you could just collect them using our stuff. Alright. I honestly didn't see if this was like in a different island or something else, but I feel like this is not one of the areas. I feel like I've already collected some of these. I feel like I've gotten them before, but I could be wrong. Who knows? And yes, at this point, we have basically gotten almost all the goddess cubes we need. The only thing we can't get now is items using other stuff. But oh yeah, I find it funny that I pulled out my shield after all that. Alright. So inside here we get another goddess chest. If we don't get a piece of art here, oh, that's an empty bottle that I also need, so it's a good thing I got that. Very important to have that. And yes, I did check a lot of the other stuff. I feel like I've gotten all the other items, but I don't know where exactly I missed one, which is kind of awkward when you supposedly got everything and oh, there's two here! Maybe this will explain things. Ah, smoke quiver. That guy did all of that work and it's like, oh, smoke quiver instead. So that means this last item, if that's not a piece of art, then it might get really obnoxious here. In case you're wondering, these two chests that you have here, these are not available until after you get out of the volcano. Excuse me. I can't even look at where this goes. Yeah. See, look, I just went to the same area again. I'm trying to find the thing that actually goes to the right area. I usually do that by looking above ground. There is no above ground here for some reason. Yeah, okay. I think just going back here works though. Yeah, sure enough, there we go. We're out. That's a bit awkward, but at least we got both of those at once, which saves a bit of time. I guess now the only other thing left to do is get the other goddess chest, which... oh! That's funny. They're located in the same area! Well, this puts a spin on things. I at first thought they would be different, but nope. The only other place I could find myself looking for something is in Skyloft, but... right now, I think I'm just gonna complete the side quest and then figure out where it is elsewhere. Honestly, I feel so bad for missing this. Like, where is this piece of art, honestly? Because it's so obnoxious at this point, I'll basically have to create safety saves and go to every single area that isn't, like, the beginning of the game until I find the freaking piece of art that I've missed. Because, usually I'm at 23 by this point. I'm usually never lower than that. And I know I've played all the mini-games. Like, if I did Rickety Coaster right now, it would straight up give me an item. So I will not check that unless that's absolutely the last location that the thing is. But anyways, we still have a bit of time, so we will check stuff over here. Now, if this is a problem, then that might mean that I've missed the goddess chest altogether. There's no really good way to look at this than do other stuff. That being said, I did get an idea in the Faron Woods in particular, so for no reason, I'm actually going to go to the entrance of the woods. Or close to the entrance, because there is a zone there that I believe I may have missed, but I don't remember. My memory does kind of fail me sometimes, so we're gonna start by going Faron Woods entry here. For no reason or another, just to get this specific thing. Looks kind of awkward at kind of first, but it's what we have to do. And my evolution with maybe figuring out where this is, I believe involves the bomb spot that is supposed to be here. This is where I might have forgotten it. Oh, okay, no. We've already gotten that. So if it's not there, then it might be in a really dumb spot. Now, if we go over to this area, this is still rather close to the dude, funnily enough. I'm sure glad all those big guys are gone. We can finally live in peace again. I really hope you find your friend, just the two of you, to get back to life as usual. Oh. Oh, funnily enough, that actually isn't the... that triggers, strangely enough. Alright. Activates that. This is the one thing I actually forget about the game, is where this is. I actually thought it was that specific this area or whatever, but for some reason that's not the case, which is really strange. I think it's a different one, actually. In case you're wondering what this guy, Mysterious Eye, is looking for, is actually one of those weird early guys that we had to save during the beginning of the game. He doesn't just want any ordinary one, he wants a specific one over here. Which is for some reason pertaining to the event. Hello again, I've been hiding out so long, my soldiers are chef. That's right, see you once for all the time, never know what danger's gonna come on, you can't know what it's like. Everyone seems happy that peace is returned for us, but I don't believe it for a second. There's no way I'm gonna give up and come out of hiding, not ever. Sometimes I wonder, if there's somewhere peaceful I could live without fear, without having to hide, there is. Oh, that's fantastic news. I want you to take me there as soon as you can. You can verify with only 40% accuracy as person is applied. However, Olan's field study includes catalog in unidentified fancies. We could take this creature to Skyloft using a robot. Would you like to call it? Yes. Okay. Not gonna lie, this game definitely takes really long with having to read all the text. Not gonna lie. Mr. Spy, I hope you weren't ready to on, so you want me to carry this? Move it. Forcing me to tell you this every time reduces my overall efficiency. Be waiting for you in the sky, so don't take too long. I also suggest we return to the sky as well. Yep. I'm just... Give me a second, I have to get out of this area now. Yes, in case you're wondering, yes. In case you're wondering why I'm so confused and or angry, I believe I've missed a piece of heart, and because I'm still new to the game, I have no clue where it is. And I'm pretty sure I got all the goddesses cubes. I checked that and I'm pretty sure I have all of those, but I've not collected all the pieces of hearts for some reason, and I don't know where they could be, so I basically have no choice but to get these quests done right now. And yes, we can't trigger each of these quests until we actually get stuff done. I believe diving everywhere will probably have the same effect. Nope, okay, never mind. This one actually does put us at the right spot. That means we'll have to first go over to the spot where we need to. Oh, there is a dialogue chest I missed here. Great, then it's just as I feared. That's where it is. So, well, I guess that makes it easier because we can collect the piece of heart from that, which I know that's a piece of heart because I recognize the chest instantly just because of the way I've played the game. You'd be surprised. I remember a lot of stuff. I'm surprised I didn't remember that, though. I think part of the problem was I was so busy doing that baby's rattle thing that I kind of jump shift to the right side area, and as a result, I kind of just inched past the chest there and didn't actually get it. At first, it didn't even seem like it showed up on the map, but it does, so that's going to have my remaining piece of heart. I was supposed to be at all of the chests cleared too, but I did not get it yet, and there's even one up here too. Wow, we missed quite a few actually. I think I need to learn how to find these chests a bit better, not gonna lie, but... Oh, okay, here's the piece of heart. It was actually right there, funnily enough. Yeah, it looks like the... Yeah, the one there is done, but for some reason I missed this one. What a coincidence. That's one of the easier ones to usually get. Well, no, I don't want that. Yeah. As you can see, it is possible to hold your thing at a certain angle, particularly if you hold it in such a way where you want to dive, like, down, directly down. That causes the dive. In case you're wondering, I don't want that. I just want to move up enough. But getting the proper angle is very tricky, especially when going too far makes you dive. Going not far enough makes you not go through it. Like, you understand how hard it was to get up to that little area. Now, if I had button controls, it'd be definitely way easier. Alright, so what we want to go to is Instructor Allen again. And for some reason, we kind of just port in here after a little bit. I don't know why. Okay, well, I guess that solves my piece of heart problems, by the way, getting a chest. I've come bearing the unusual Kikli. If you should have any need of me, just call. Ooh, okay. This is unbelievable. You found an entirely new plant species. It's precisely what I wanted. Fascinating. Should this actually be classified as flora or fauna? I mean, plant or animal? You know, this very well may mark the discovery of a new type of species altogether. Oh, how incredible. The world is still full of new plants waiting to be discovered, isn't it? I can barely contain my excitement. Oh, Yoshi, you have no idea what this means to me. Thank you so much. Take care of this plant life form, whatever it is. If you should happen to come across any other interesting space events, please let me know. And sure enough, we get another one of these. If I was smart, I think maybe going for the R1 would have been faster, just to ignore other stuff. But again, I got kind of freaked out when I found out that I didn't do other stuff. But I was pretty relieved when I found out it was actually right in Skyward, because, like, if it's not in any of the areas, I figured it would have to be in Skyward. And yes, I do remember that there was a heart piece in Skyward on that area. I just completely forgot to get it at that 1 hour time. If I'd just gotten it when I got in the rattle, then maybe my hearts would have been up a bit higher, and also I would have had a much easier time doing stuff. But that being said, I guess Crisis has now been solved. Don't have to worry about that anymore. And thank goodness for that, because that's terrible. Now, as far as we know, we have the best setup that I could ask for, but I do want a bit more safety, so before I finish, I'm just gonna head in and get another heart potion. Funnily enough, we're not gonna actually get other items. Okay, so, oop. Alright, use this. And then get a heart red potion. Alright. We'll see if we can improve it twice. If not, then we could just improve it off screen. Won't be that big a deal. I find it funny that we haven't used any potions beyond the first dungeon. The first infusion is pretty easy, and this is about all I'll do here. So, we'll do this, and if we can't do the second one, then we'll probably be done. Alright. Let's see. Now we have this we can also do. Good. First I thought it was bad, but sure enough, it was just like one of those sand picadas that we needed for it. Now, there are other potion improvements you can get, but as far as I know, Heart Potion Punch, and I just recently found Guardian Potion is good. Now, you'll see why I picked a Guardian Potion in a little bit later. It actually will make an otherwise really annoying spot much less challenging. It is possible to do it without it, but it's pretty difficult, especially on Hero Mode in the game. Like, if you're playing Hero Mode, you definitely want this if you're trying to go for the ever-fabled Hylian Shield, because y'all will soon figure out what that means. But anyway, that actually leaves not a lot we can do here. All we have to do now is more or less collect the other items, and then we can kind of just chillfully take the fruit to Lanyu whenever you want, and then pretty soon we'll be done. So, if you like to enjoy, comment, rate, subscribe. We are almost done with this. So, I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, peace.